Hello and welcome you all. Dear students, today's topic is energy or power signal. I will explain you how to solve numericals related to energy or power signal. The likely question is check whether following signal is energy or power and calculate the value. The value means if it is energy signal, calculate value of energy. If it is power signal, calculate power of that signal. The question is expected either for 4 marks or 6 marks. Without wasting the time, let us start the session. I have made a list of formulae which is required for solving such numericals. We will discuss the formula in detail while solving the numerical. Consider first numerical. Suppose given signal is x of t is equals to e raised to minus at into u of t. And the question I have already mentioned. We have to check whether it is energy or power. Now very first and very important criteria. We have studied what is periodic and what is non-periodic signal. Before I forget, dear students, in this subject every topic is interlinked. So you cannot pick up any topic and start studying. So if you have missed earlier videos, please watch those videos because all these concepts are required throughout the subject. So we have studied periodic and non-periodic signal. Let me brush up the things first. If I will draw the diagram of sine wave, like this, it is set till continuous till infinity. I will write few readings 0, pi, 2 pi. We know that in case of a sine wave, 0 to pi is positive half cycle, pi to 2 pi is negative half cycle. A combination of positive and negative half cycle is complete sine wave. This sine wave starts from 0 and it is till infinity, but we can easily say this part which is 0 to 2 pi, combination of positive and negative half wave, continuous or repeats itself. Such signals are called as periodic signals. On the contrary, if I have the signal like this, if I will draw a simple diagram, this is the given signal, say existing from 2 to 3 seconds and having some amplitude, say 5 volt. It is not a periodic signal because it is a single signal. Do remember the basic things. If signal is repeating after some time, then and then only it is periodic. On the contrary, if I will draw more pulses like this and I will mark the sign till infinity, then it would have been a periodic signal. So, from the exam point of view, even though the question is related to energy and power signal, first we need to check whether the signal is periodic or non-periodic. Very simple trick I have told you. You don't have to follow the lengthy calculations because the problem is related to energy and power and not periodic and non-periodic signal. So if signal is repeating, it is periodic. If it is non-repeating, it is non-periodic. Now do remember one basic clue. If signal is periodic, then it is power signal. So periodic signal is power signal. On the contrary, if the signal is non-periodic, it is energy signal. Very simple thing. If you come to know that signal is periodic, it is a power signal. Remember it like this. P stands for periodic. So it is power signal. Again P is there. P stands for power signal. If it is non-periodic, it is energy signal. Now come back to the given numerical. The given question is e raised to minus at u of t. I have already explained the standard signals. U of t is a standard signal. First, let me explain what is the meaning of such terms. U of t is a standard signal which is a unit step. I will draw the diagram of unit step like this. Unit step is starting from 0. Here I will write u of t. This is the signal whose amplitude is 1 from 0 to infinity. Like this, its amplitude is 1. Now actual signal is e raised to minus at. It is multiplied with u of t. Why the signal is expressed like this? What is e raised to minus at? Remember it like this. E means exponential. So if I want to draw the diagram of given signal, then it is an exponential signal. So signal is decreasing exponentially like this. Why I have decided the signal is decreasing? Very simple clue. E is exponential and e raised to minus something is indicating the signal is decreasing. Now this is 0 time period, this is positive time period. Practically there is no concept of negative time period, but after doing theoretical designing, suppose I have got this type of signal which is having some portion at the negative time period. Now if you, this is actual signal e raised to minus at. If you take multiplication of these two signals, which is given in the question, e raised to minus at into u of t, if you take multiplication of given signals, then this negative part of signal, this part, the part which is present on negative time period, gets multiplied with 0 because u of t has 0 signal on the negative time period. This is the time period. U of t is present only at positive time period and its amplitude is 1. So this part will get multiplied with 0 and answer is 0. That means this part gets cancelled. So whenever you want to implement any signal practically, the procedure is write the equation of that signal and multiply it with u of t, because after multiplication with u of t, negative part of signal gets cancelled, whereas positive part of this signal, I mean this part, will get multiplied with 1 because this amplitude is 1. So amplitude of this signal will remain unchanged. Now from the theory exam point of view, very important clue you need to remember: if any signal, any type of signal, in the present case it is exponential, it can be any type of signal, if any signal is multiplied with u of t, then apply the limits from 0 to infinity. This is very important concept, don't forget it. If any signal is multiplied with unit step u of t, limits will be 0 to infinity. Now this is the exponential signal. Just now I have drawn the diagram of exponential signal. The signal was like this. It is exponentially decreasing after getting multiplied with u of t. It is non-periodic signal. What I said, there is only one signal. It is not repeating till infinity. So it is non-periodic signal. I have already told you, first take the judgment whether the signal is periodic or non-periodic. So if it is non-periodic, it is an energy signal. From the exam point of view, you just have to mention it is exponential signal and non-periodic, so it is energy signal. Now we have to calculate value of energy. I have 4 formulae to calculate the values. First step is we have cleared it is an energy signal. Now identify whether it is CT or DT signal. Already I have told you simple clue. There are 2 major types of signals. One is CT, that is continuous time, another is DT, that is discrete time. If in the given question, in the given notation is x of t, t is there, it indicates a CT signal. So t stands for CT. If given notation would have been x of n indicates discrete time signal, that is DT signal. Very simple thing. So it is non-periodic, that is energy signal, and x of t is the notation which is given in the question. So it is CT signal. So we have to make use of the formula of calculating energy of CT signal, that is formula number 1. Say this is formula number 1. So first I will write the formula. So it is integration minus infinity to plus infinity mod of x of t square dt. Now we have discussed one concept. This is the formula which I have written. These are the general limits, minus infinity to plus infinity. What we discussed, if any signal is multiplied with u of t, change the limits, make the limits from 0 to infinity. So before starting the calculation, I will change the limits 0 to infinity. Simple reason, it is getting multiplied with u of t. Now we'll solve it further. So limits will be 0 to infinity. This mod, what this sign mod indicates, if amplitude here, no amplitude is mentioned, that means amplitude is 1. If amplitude is negative, we have to make it positive. That's why this mod sign is there. Amplitude of the signal is not negative, power is negative. So I'm not interested in amplitude. So take square of this signal. So I will write it like this. It is e raised to minus at and bracket square. Why I have skipped this amplitude or magnitude sign? Because magnitude is related to taking mod of the value. Here magnitude is not mentioned, so by default it is plus 1. So I am not interested in magnitude. So it is square because in the question it is mod square. I have skipped mod sign and I am taking square of this signal. But the given equation also contains u of t. I have told you u of t is a unit step whose amplitude is 1. If anything is getting multiplied with 1, answer remains unchanged. So now onwards, do not consider u of t, because Due to u of t, I have changed the limit 0 to infinity. Remember it like this. If in the given equation u of t is there, then initially itself just make changes in the limits, write it at 0 to infinity. Now onwards, do not consider u of t anywhere. So this is the equation which I got after taking the square of this value, and this is dt. Make it simple. It can this two. It is e raised to minus at bracket square. So it is same as integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus 2at dt. Remember it's simple. It is e raised to power is minus 80 and again raised to 2. So it is getting multiplied. So it is 2 into minus 80, that is minus 280. Now to solve such numericals, I will tell you simple integration formula. So if it is e raised to minus ax dx, then answer of integration is e raised to minus ax upon minus a. How to remember it? E raised to anything, if you are integrating it, then keep that term as it is. This integration is with respect to x. So from the power term, delete this x term. I am talking about the power term. Delete x. What is remaining? Minus a. Divide that value by minus a. Very simple logic. So if I will apply the same technique, I will get answer of integration e raised to minus 2at upon minus 2a. How come? What I said, if you are integrating e raised to term, then write that term as it is. Integration is with respect to t because dt is there. So skip this term, skip t term from the power. Remaining power term is minus 2a. So it is getting divided by minus 2a. Limits are 0 to infinity. Now let us further simplify it. So it becomes e is equals to e raised to minus infinity. What I am doing? I am putting upper and lower limit in place of t. First I will put upper limit, that is infinity, then I have to put lower limit. So if I will put t is equals to infinity, you will get infinity into minus 2a. Infinity into anything is infinity and minus sign is already there. So I have written e raised to minus infinity minus lower limit. So e raised to lower limit is 0, 0 into minus 2a is 0. So you will get e raised to minus 0 divided by minus 2a as it is. E raised to minus 0 is same as e raised to plus 0. There is no meaning as such. And do remember one more important identity, e raised to minus infinity is always and always 0. So, and we know that e raised to 0 is 1. So do remember these two basic identities, e raised to minus infinity is 0, e raised to 0 is 1. So if I will put the values, I will get this value 0 minus 1, e raised to 0 is 1 upon minus 2a. So answer of this calculation is 1 by 2a. Since it is energy signal, unit of this signal is joules. This is the way how to check whether the given signal is energy or power signal. Let us solve few more examples to get more insights of such numericals. Suppose the next question is some diagram is given and it is asked to check whether it is energy or power signal and calculate the corresponding value. Let us say given diagram is like this. This is again a CT signal. I will mark notations x of t versus t, and the graph is given like this. Say its amplitude is given as a, ranges from minus t to plus t. Now, very simple logic. First you need to identify whether it is periodic or non-periodic. What I mentioned right now, this is only one diagram. It is not getting repeated. If the diagram is like this, one more square boxes, rectangular boxes are given and it is mentioned like this till infinity, then we would have said it is periodic signal. Presently, only one diagram is there. It is not repeating, so it is non-periodic signal. What we discussed right now, non-periodic signal is energy signal. Only periodic signal is power signal. This is non-periodic signal, so it is energy signal. For your information, this type of signal is known as rectangular signal, which we have already studied under the topic standard signals or test signals. Amplitude of signal is A. It is present from minus t to plus t. This is the 0 value. Now this is an energy signal and CT signal, so we have to make use of the same formula. So first I will write the formula, that is E is equals to integration minus infinity to plus infinity mod of x of t square dt. Same formula what we used in the last sum. These are the general limits from minus infinity to plus infinity, but the given signal is existing from minus t to plus t and its amplitude is A. So let us make the changes. So I will change the limits. I will write it as minus t to plus t. This is mod xt square. Again the same logic. Mod me is just used to make the negative amplitude to positive. Amplitude is not negative, so I am not considering mod, and it is square, so it becomes a square dt. Now a by default a is constant, so this integration I will write it over here, so it can be written as a square is taken out, integration dt limits minus t to plus t. So it is a square. We know that answer of integration of dt is small t, limits minus capital T to plus capital T. Very simple logic. First put upper limit in place of t, that is capital T, minus of lower limit. This minus minus become plus, so this term becomes 2t. So answer is 2a square t. This is the energy of signal which we got its value as 2a square t. Since it is energy, I will write its unit as joules. J stands for joules. So this is the way how to solve the numericals related to calculation of energy of a signal. Next question is x of n is equals to u of n. Now x of n notation is there. As I mentioned earlier, if n notation is there, it is discrete signal, that is dt signal. Given equation is u of n. I have told you the concept of u of t. U of t is unit step. The signal is present from 0 to infinity, and everywhere amplitude of this signal is 1. This is the diagram for u of t, that is unit step. Same way, this is the diagram for CT signal, that is continuous signal. Same way, if you want to draw the diagram of discrete signal, then instead of u of t, I will write u of n. On this axis, I need to write n. Values of n are like this: 0, 1, 2, 3 till infinity, and its amplitude is 1 at every instant. So at 0 amplitude is 1, at 1 amplitude is 1, similarly at 2, similarly at 3, this is till infinity. This is the diagram for unit step signal, which we have already studied in earlier videos. Okay. Now given question is u of n, this diagram, we need to check whether it is energy or power signal. Now very important part. What I said earlier, if the signal is repeating itself after some time period, it is a periodic signal. Is this signal a periodic signal? How to judge it? Make the thing simple. Consider that at 0, I have one pulse, this pulse. The same pulse is repeating till infinity because it is a discrete signal. It is not continuous signal. So if the discrete signal is periodic, means the pulses need to be repeating. So if I will consider a pulse present at 0, whose amplitude is 1, the same pulse is repeating till infinity. So definitely it is a periodic signal, and given equation is x of n. N notation is there, so it is a dt signal. What I said, if the signal is periodic, then it is power signal. Remember it like this: P for periodic, P for power. And it is a discrete signal. So I will have to use the formula to calculate power and the formula related to dt signal. So I will write this formula. P is equals to, I am using formula number 4, limit as n tends to infinity, 1 by 2n plus 1 summation n is equals to minus n to plus n mod of x of n square. This is the formula related to dt signal. Now, in this case, small n is the basic notation. Capital N is usually referred as the fundamental period. These are the general limits, minus n to plus n. But the signal is available from 0 to infinity. So I have kept this diagram as it is. Observe this diagram. The signal is available from 0 to infinity. Limits are minus n to plus n. What these limits indicate? Since limits are n is equals to minus n, this lower limit indicates that start doing calculations from minus n, but we don't have any values at negative side. So even if in the formula n is equals to minus n, lower limit is minus n, available lower limit is 0. So first I will write the remaining things. This limit n tends to infinity will be as it is, 1 by 2n plus 1 will be as it is, summation sign as it is. I am talking about lower limit. In the formula lower limit is minus 1, but for the given signal available lower limit is 0, so I am writing lower limit as 0. In the formula available limit is n. What this capital N indicates? It indicates that what lower limit was indicating, start doing calculations from minus n, but we don't have values from minus n, so we started doing calculation from 0. What this upper limit indicates? Do the calculation till n only, till plus n only. So upper limit will be plus n. It will not be till infinity, because in the formula upper limit is mentioned as n. That means it indicates perform summation. This sign is known as summation. Perform summation till n only. So I have kept upper limit as n itself. Now inside the summation we have mod of x of n square. Do remember x of n or x of t, these are notations. So value of x of n means what is the amplitude of given signal? Amplitude of given signal is 1. So if I want to calculate mod of x of n square, that means it is mod of 1 square, which is equals to 1. So inside the summation I will write answer 1. Now the question arises, how to solve this summation? See, you don't have to memorize, you don't have to mug up the mathematical formula. I will tell you the simple tricks. Suppose, forget about this summation. Suppose we have to calculate this summation 0 to 2, and inside the summation 1 is there. What it indicates? Go on adding 1 from 0 to 2. So I will write readings of n is equals to 0, n is equals to 1, n is equals to 2. N is equals to 0, we have amplitude 1. N is equals to 1, amplitude 1, n is equals to 2, amplitude is 1. This summation indicates perform addition of all. What is the answer we got? We got the answer as 3. So how to remember? Very simple trick. Limits are 0 to 2. Since we are starting from 0, upper limit is 2. So directly you can write the answer. Go on adding the values inside the summation till 3. That means 0th, 1st, 2nd. So answer will be 3. So if upper limit is 2, we got answer 3. How we can directly write the answer? Since upper limit is 2, just add plus 1 in that. That will be the final answer. So upper limit is 2. I got answer 2 plus 1, that is 3. Likewise, here upper limit is n, and inside the summation we have one same like this, whatever I have explained. Upper limit is n, so answer of this summation will be n plus 1. Same way, here upper limit was 2, we got answer 3. How we got it? 2 plus 1. Likewise, upper limit is n, so n plus 1. This is the answer of this summation. So I will write the new equation as limit as n tends to infinity, 1 by 2n plus 1 into n plus 1. So answer of this summation, as I mentioned, you don't have to mug up the mathematical formula, make the thing simple. Do remember the logic like this. Answer will be n plus 1. This is applicable for any summation containing 1 inside the summation. Upper limit plus 1, that will be the answer of summation. Now we have to apply the limit. Again, forget about the mathematical identities, I mean mathematical formula. You don't have to mug up those formulae. Think like this. In place of n, I have to put infinity. So in the numerator you will get infinity plus 1, that is infinity. In the denominator you will get 2 into infinity plus 1, that is again infinity. So mathematically infinity upon infinity is invalid. So in such cases what to do? If you are getting the answer like this after putting direct values of n, if you are getting infinity upon infinity, or in some cases you are getting 0 upon 0, all such values are not valid. So how to do in this case? Simplify the equation. A simple trick to simplify such equations is divide numerator and denominator by n. Divide numerator and denominator by n. So this limit I will keep it as it is, limit as n tends to infinity. Divide numerator and denominator by n. So if I will divide numerator by n, I will get 1 plus 1 by n. Again divide denominator by n, so I will get 2 plus 1 by n. Now wherever n is there, put infinity. So answer will be 1 plus 1 by infinity upon 2 plus 1 by infinity. Now related to infinity, remember one more identity, 1 by infinity is always 0. So related to infinity, do remember all, I will write all identities. E raised to minus infinity 0, 1 by 0 is infinity, e raised to infinity is infinity. Only these identities are sufficient. And 1 by 0 is infinity, which I have already written. So here I am getting 1 by infinity, which is equals to 0. So this term becomes 1 plus 0 upon 2 plus 0, that is 1 by 2. So P is equals to 1 by 2. P stands for power. Calculated value is 1 by 2. Since it is power, its unit is watt. So this is the way how to do the calculations of power signal for DT signal. The next numerical is given question is x of t is equals to 3 cos phi t. Again the same logic, we have to check whether it is energy or power signal. Like the last sum, first we need to identify it is CT or DT signal. Quite simple. T notation is there, so it is a CT signal. Now the given equation contains cos term. Remember the basic things. Sine wave, cosine wave, triangular wave, square wave, all these are standard periodic signals. Sine waves, cosine waves repeat itself. These are the standard signals. So these are periodic signals. So it is CT signal and periodic signal. So CT and periodic, since it is periodic, it is a power signal. That means I have to look for the formula which is applicable for CT signal and giving calculation of power signal. That is formula number 3, this formula, CT signal for power signal. So first I will write this formula. P is equals to 1 by T0 integration minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2 mod of x of t square dt. What is this T0 in the given formula? T0 is known as fundamental period. I have already explained this part while studying periodic and non-periodic signal. Presently, remember in this case, just remember it is simple notation. Now let us put the values. So it is 1 by T0 as it is, integration limits as it is, minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2. Mod, again plus 3 is the magnitude. There is no negative magnitude, so I am skipping this mod sign. It's square, so I will write it like this. I will write this thing in the bracket, 3 cos phi t, its square dt. So make the thing simple. 1 by T0 integration minus T0 by t to plus T0 by 2. 3 square becomes 9 cos square phi t. This 9 is constant, can be taken outside the integration. So 9 by T0 integration minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2 cos square phi t, and dt, variable of integration is dt into dt. Now to solve this such type of integrations related to cos square term, we need to make use of one trigonometric identity. I will write it over here. Cos square theta is equals to 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 2. This is the trigonometric identity. Here value of theta in the given case, it is cos square theta. Given equation is available equation is cos square phi t. So theta is equals to phi t. So let us put these values. So equation becomes P is equals to 9 by T0 integration minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2. In place of cos square phi t, I will write 1 plus cos, remember theta is phi t, cos 2 theta means 2 into phi t, so it becomes cos 10 t upon 2. This 2 is constant, again taken out, can be taken outside, so 9 by 2 T0 integration minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2, 1 plus cos 10t. Everywhere don't forget to write variable dt into dt. We can well write this integration separately. 9 by 2 t0 integration minus t0 by 2 2 plus t0 by 2 1 dt plus same 9 by 2 t0. I am writing the term separately. Integration minus t0 by 2 2 plus t0 by 2 cos 10t dt. Now do remember, it's not maths. I mean, you should minimize the calculations by using logic wherever it is possible. So it is not expected from you that you should solve this integration. I will tell you one simple trick. If you are integrating sine wave or cosine wave for one complete cycle, then answer of integration is always and always 0. Do remember this logic. This is applicable for any subject. If you are integrating sine or cosine wave for one full period, answer of integration is 0. How you came to know that it is full period? Minus t0 by 2, 2 plus t0 by 2 is one full period. So if you integrate it, its answer is always 0. In the exam also you can directly write it. It is the integration of cosine wave for one complete cycle. So answer is 0. So only remaining part is, I will write the remaining part over here. 9 by 2 t0. Then integration minus t0 by 2 to plus t0 by 2 1 dt. So let us solve this integration. This 9 by 2 t0 as it is. Integration of dt is t, limits minus t0 by 2 to plus t0 by 2. Let us put the limits. It is 9 by 2 t0. Upper limit is t0 by 2 minus of lower limit minus t0 by 2. Do remember, this is minus minus. Minus of minus become plus. So t0 by 2, here I will do this calculation. t0 by 2 plus, minus of minus becomes plus. Plus t0 by 2, it becomes t0. So this answer will be 9 by 2 t0 into t0. T0 gets cancelled. So final answer of power is P is equals to 9 by 2. Since it is a power signal, its unit is watt. Now we have done somewhat lengthy calculation and we have got the answer 9 by 2 watts. I will tell you one simple technique. This is just for cross-checking the answers. You should solve the numericals using this method only. Just for cross-checking the answers, whether your answer is correct or not. If for energy or power signal, if the signal is sine or cosine, it is always power signal, and answer of power is always and always amplitude square divided by 2. So just let us check it. Amplitude of the signal is 3. So I am telling you simple clue. Final answer must be amplitude square divided by 2. 3 square is 9. So final answer is 9 by 2. Likewise, if you have any cosine or any sine term, just check the amplitude. Amplitude square divided by 2 must be your answer. This is the answer of power signal. So dear students, that's it for today's session. I have tried to cover all the related variations in the possible variations in the numericals related to energy and power signal. So thank you. Thanks a lot.